Hello and welcome everybody back to another episode of Demigod Discussion. I'm your co-host Adrian.
I'm your real host Randy.
Gianni.
And today we are reviewing the Demigod Files. This is the first side book of the series. And it is a book.
Nah.
No way, bro. I thought they were actual CIA files redacted and everything, bro.
Well, the letter at the beginning has Rick Riordan be like a senior scribe, so he like puts all the premise of the book is that Rick Riordan, the real life author, is in universe a scribe for Charon and the demigods, and this is just like it's like a bunch of files for like new demigods to look through so they can have like an idea of like what to do and things like that. You know what I mean?
Day.
Yeah, the average day, which
consists of death and violence.
Yeah, between these three stories, if I found out I was a demigod, I'd be like, oh, fuck no.
You have to go stroke for stroke with Destiny or else you're dead.
Real.
That's such a real
If you're not
fucking
Percy
scene.
Jackson, Annabeth, or
Call
any
me
other
Destiny.
like main character, you might as well just consider your survival chances 50%.
Yeah.
You're gonna get what's his name? Castor?
Caster?
You're from Dionysus' son. That guy.
Oh,
God.
yeah. You're about to get crushed by a gigantic metal golem.
Whoop.
Or slammed.
Your body just mangled beyond belief.
Yeah.
All your bones broken. That's terrible. No, you know what's funny? How did he die? No, that's
That's the other guy.
That's the other guy. That was the Hermes guy that got that. Castor just got stabbed in the arm, hit over the head, and then bled out. It was really sad.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
What, you
bro,
got?
it's like he got the British treatment.
The British treatment, stabbed and then smacked. Dude, you know what? You know, I've been playing Great Ace Attorney, right? Takes place in London, early 1800s.
Turn over and shine trousers.
Dude, I was freaking dying, right? Because I realized, like, half the cases are stabbing. Like, the main character, right? It's barely his second day in London, right? His second trial in London, they've both been stabbings. Like, the jokes write themselves.
I know. Okay. So, the book consists of 3 stories and a couple of interviews with, like, the characters and everything, right? We're gonna do the interviews last, just because they're something small, just everything. So, we're gonna review the stories first. The first one is called Percy Jackson and the Stolen Chariot. So, this takes place after the last book?
I'm gonna assume so.
Same.
Because
he does say, doesn't he say Paul is his stepfather at this point? No, or is that?
No, that's in the Sword of Hades.
Okay.
In the Sword of, we know for sure when this one it's because he just says he's in his 5th period science class.
Yeah, he's just saying he's at school.
I am going to assume that this takes place after the Battle of the Labyrinth.
I know.
I think-
search it up. You continue.
Yeah, okay, you search up when the Stolen Chariot takes place. I'm gonna assume it takes place after the Battle of the Labyrinth, though. But, so he's just there, he's vibing, he's taking the test. Or, no, he's not taking the test. He's, they're doing, like, a lab thing, right? And he hears a woman shouting outside, goes out, and it's Clarice fighting a bunch of birds outside of Percy's school. So Percy's just like, hey, I feel like I'm gonna puke. And the teacher's just like, get the fuck out of here. So Percy runs out. He goes to help Clarice fight the birds. Ba, 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 She's just like, what the fuck are you doing here, nerd? He's like, I go to school here.
I'm educated, not like you. Barbaric woman. Anyway.
Calls her a cave woman.
Oh, God. But, so they drive away the birds. And Clarice is just like, okay, well, bye. Everybody's just like, what the fuck? You can't just leave. You gotta tell me what's going on here. We find out that her brothers are playing a prank on her, but not her normal demigod brothers. Ares' immortal sons, Phobos and Deimos. Fear and terror, right? The difference between them, Phobos is, like Deimos can instill, terror in crowds. Like a monster comes out of nowhere, or like something blows up in the middle of the street. Terror, right? Phobos is...
Yeah, it's after that.
Okay, yeah. Phobos is fear, more personal, right? Individual. That's where we get like the name for phobias and shit like that. But basically, they're praying Clarice because Clarice has to drive Ares' chariot back by sunset. Ares is just like, okay, take the chariot, drive around, bring it back by sunset. It's like a tester sort of thing, right? But Phobos and Deimos are the main chariot riders, and they're just like, we don't like people around the chariot. So they stole it from her and they hid it away.
This is actually 3 months after the Sword of Hades.
Huh?
Look, timeline. Order.
It's 3 months after the Sword of Hades. Okay.
What?
Okay. So this takes place in March.
Something like that. Yeah.
So the March after. So the same year that The Last Olympian takes place.
Mm-hmm.
March. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That.
The Olympian, September. The Bronze Dragons in June.
Well, we'll talk about that because that's a whole other thing.
Oh, Stolen Chariots in May. There you go.
For some reason, I thought you said the Bronx Dragon.
It's in May?
Yeah, it's in May. It says right here.
So it's okay. So this takes place like literally like right before The Last Olympian then. And it's the first story that comes up. I don't know. It's like these things are put back. It doesn't matter.
He's trying to hide the facts, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
So this takes place right before The Last Olympian. So he's in school. So he is in his freshman year of high school. And yeah, she has to drive the chariot back. And Phobos comes up. And he's like a skinny emo. You know what I mean? He's got like the sunglasses and he's just...
Your heart
on the line.
Yes. He's just like, oh, Clarice, what's your boyfriend doing here? And Clarice just like, this bitch isn't my fucking boyfriend. Yeah, and he turns into smoke. Finds out it's Percy Jackson. He's just like, oh, you fucked my dad up. I'm about to fuck you up.
You're with the
I'm a
Oh, I didn't hear the up. So I was like, he did what to his dad?
I'm gonna find out what makes you tick, and then he disappears.
They also call Clarice a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
Yeah, Percy wants to fuck Phobos up because Percy does not like bullies. That's the whole reason why he disliked Ares in the first place, and Phobos is just worse. So he wants to fuck him up, and then we find out that Phobos and Deimos are sexist.
Let's go!
Because Clarice is the first daughter that gets to ride the chariot, and they're like,
Yeah,
no,
at least in a while. The first daughter to
in
get
a
the
while.
chance to do it in a while, and they're just like, nah, fuck that.
Hell no.
Woman.
They don't directly say it's because of that, but it's obviously
You can
really...
sniff it. Come on.
You can sniff it out. It's heavily implied.
Yeah, as a sexist myself, I would not get...
Whoa,
no,
everybody.
no, that's not true.
So, Percy's...
I love all sexes, even the bad ones.
What the fuck?
I'm not making this any better for myself
you're
with
not.
these jokes.
You're really not.
Alright, go ahead.
So Percy asks, okay, where's the temple we gotta take this to anyway? And she says it's the Intrepid, which is an old, like, battleship, right, that's been turned into a museum. You know, it's got tanks and shit in there and all the time. It's like an old war museum. You know, that's where Ares' temple is. Makes sense, right? So, using some information that they got from Phobos, he was just like, oh, you'll find a chariot in the place where they keep the little animals, right? He's like, oh, we can go to the zoo in Staten Island. You know what I mean? He sort of gets to that point, like, sort of weirdly, right? Because, I mean, it could be any zoo, but they go to the zoo in Staten Island. So they have to take the ferry there. On the way there, they see the Statue of Liberty. And Percy's just like, oh, that was the guy modeled...
You think about it, Percy's like a pro geoguesser. Like, they just gave him words and he was like, I know the exact place.
Pro-geoguesser? That's
They
real.
get detect where our fathers are at.
Do you guys think that if Percy Jackson was born in, like, 2012, like, he'd be an iPad kid?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so bored suckers.
Have you guys seen that video of, like, the kid who's playing a game and then watching TikTok at the same time? He'll scroll, right? Go to the game, scroll, like, tap whatever's on the game, scroll. He's not even looking at the TikToks. And then he'll like, scroll, find a soccer one, and then go back to tapping on the game and then scroll. He's got 2 iPads in front of him. It's like...
Don't ever put an iPad kid in front of a loading screen, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh, God, I remember how bad Bloodborne on PS4 was, those loading screens. Die to the 15th time to a boss and it takes 45 to a minute.
Handle PS3 GTA 5 loading times.
Oh my god, it took like 10 minutes just to load in, bro.
You're sitting
Xbox
there.
360.
The woman in the bikini comes up, your mom walks in the room at that exact same time. You're like, ¿Estás viendo porno?
And she starts beating you.
Porno?
I have one meme that'll be like, "Tú ya estás mirando porno."
Dude, I freaking hated that because my parents were actually across the room and I never freaking turned off my phone so fast in my room. As soon as I heard "Tu hijo," I turned off my phone immediately because I knew exactly what was going.
Okay, so Percy, shit, ow.
My bad, they were just staring at me, you know?
My balls?
No, your thighs, bro. I didn't slap your balls.
It's like that one. You tell your tits to stop staring at me.
You got nice titties for a little boy.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, let me continue.
Percy recalls information that, like, the Statue of Liberty, the guy who made it modeled it after his mom, who was Athena. He learned that from Annabeth. And Clarice is just like, if it doesn't help you in combat, then it is useless. So, I mean...
But like, this is how I know you get no dick.
This is how I know she's homeschooled. She's a year-rounder at camp. I don't know if she goes to school. Like, I don't...
No,
how does that work?
Can she even count?
I mean, I can assume
it's like
so.
she's undocumented.
Undocumented.
Her last name is LaRue. I don't know what, like
LaRusso?
Yeah, I was just about to say from Karate Kid.
Oh my god. LaRusso. This isn't over.
And then he proceeds to freaking...
Yeah!
Dude, he got himself in the craziest crap. I think it was in the 3rd movie where some girl he was seeing got freaking kidnapped.
Oh, yeah!
And then he had to fight the kidnapper in front of like a whole crowd while he was like coming at him with a knife trying to kill him.
I watched a video about the Karate Kid lore. That shit... Like the first movie's okay, and then you get to like the 2nd and the 3rd one. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like he goes to like Japan, and they're like on an island, and there's like a volcano or something, or
something like
or
that. Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I can't even remember because I blocked that out of my mind because I was just like, how? Like, why is Karate Kid 3? That's my question. Why is Karate Kid 3?
On the bright side, it led to... What was it called? The show?
Cobra Kai. First 3 seasons of Cobra Kai are lit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Fighting. It's kind of funny that they just have like whole gangs of karate kids just going around fighting each other, and the cops don't even think of something to do.
Like, what was it like the school board or like the city council decides to ban karate because
like that was gonna stop those gangs of kids from freaking fighting each other.
Yeah! I mean, it makes sense. Spoilers for, I think, like, the end of season 3 of Cobra Kai or something. But, what was it, like, Miguel? Remember, he gets pushed off the 2nd floor. And then
lands on his back,
lands on his back on a railing.
Yeah, he got paralyzed for, like, almost that entire season.
And don't even get me started on, like, the flip-flopping, right? Between Miguel and, like, the other kid. Like, what was it? Like, his son.
Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
Like he starts, like, he's with LaRusso, then he's with... I forget what the main character's name is, but fuck. Yeah. Johnny, then back to LaRusso, then Johnny, and then the whole thing... And then the old Cobra Kai master comes up, old as fuck, and then he takes over Cobra Kai, so now Johnny and LaRusso have to... It's like, what the... Yeah. It's so... Because the first season was a YouTube web series. Mm-hmm. You know? And, you know what's funny? Johnny is still an alcoholic, but there's a whole arc that he goes through of trying to be better. Like, he gets rid of all his alcohol and he just starts drinking orange juice, right? The next season, he's back to being an alcoholic, and it's like, oh,
let's go.
Okay, I guess that didn't fucking matter. I still get mad about that sometimes, but I still need to finish watching season 4, season 5, part 1, season 5, part 2, and then season 5, part 3, the finale.
What? There's 3 parts of season 5? I still need to watch season 4.
There's still only 10 episodes.
Yeah. It's like,
I better
okay,
watch it
guys,
too.
are you guys ready to watch Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 3, the final part?
I forgot, what was it? They're like, Part 2, Part 1.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Season 4, Part 1. Season 4, Part 2. Season 4, the final season, Part 3, the final one. Or like the finale or something like that. It was like a really long name. It was just absurd.
Yeah, I don't think they planned out how long that was gonna take them. For sure. Because, like, Season 4 spans, like, what, like 50
the last
chapters,
50
right?
chapters, yeah. 50, 60 chapters.
And that's a lot, because there's always, like, 50 pages in those chapters.
One Piece?
One Piece? Oh, yeah.
It's
They're
not really
freaking,
there's not really like a clean line to cut it at. You know what I mean? But they should have been 2 seasons, honestly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, One Piece, 30 chapters behind, basically. On a 1,000 series. Like, actually, I'm pretty sure they're less than 30 chapters behind.
Goddamn.
Considering where they're at.
That's probably why they have filler.
Yeah. That's definitely why they have filler.
The filler's not even bad either.
So, back to the book.
I just realized we were talking about a book.
They're on the ferry. The boat gets attacked by Demos, who's big and fat and has ugly scars on his face, and he's riding a sea serpent. So...
He was fat, I don't remember.
Yeah, he was like big and ugly. They describe him as big and ugly.
You just know big and
I
ugly?
interpreted that as fat, but you could interpret it as like he's like wide and sort of muscular, but he's supposed to be terror. He's terror.
That one Elden Ring enemy that
Godskin Noble?
No. The freaking you have to destroy that one statue, but you need to bring that one giant, and then there's that one dude.
Oh yeah, that big fat ugly dude.
He's like big buff, but then brings him.
Yeah, his swings are fast.
He has like a big ass body, smaller head, and he's just ugly as shit.
And he chases you for like 50 million miles, bro. He followed me all the way to the side of Grace. I don't know why.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's... If you guys know what they're talking about, just picture that as Demos. So, he attacks the boat with the sea serpent. They fight him. It's relatively quick. Clarice goes to fight Demos. Percy slices up the sea serpent, gives it a giant cut on the side of its neck, and it runs away because it's a little bitch. Mm-hmm. And Demos is also a little bitch, and as soon as like him and Clarice started wrestling, just poofed away. They get to Staten Island. They eventually do find the zoo. They have to walk because Clarice is dripping wet, and the bus driver won't let them on.
She's drippy.
They go to the zoo, and they find a chariot, which is like gold and red with pictures of death on it, and it's got like 4 black horses in front of it, and it's just got a sign in it that says official zoo vehicle. And Clarice is just like, alright, cover me and I'll go get it. She goes, and a girl goes by, she's like, look, fire horses. And Mom's just like, no honey, that's an official zoo vehicle. And they walk away. But, you know, Percy tries to communicate with the horses, and he says, oh, yeah, I tried talking to them, but they called me certain names that I can't repeat here.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're very lucrative, I guess.
What year was this book released in?
I think 2007?
Oh, I can already imagine the kind of names that he was called then.
Alright, now we're gonna compete.
Demigod Files, we're both wrong. February 10th, 2009.
2009, I had a feeling it would be 2009, but...
I was closer.
Don't even!
I was closer.
Hey, I guessed it in my head first try, alright?
No, you gotta say it out loud.
I really should have. God. Now I look like a fraud, but anyways. I can already imagine the kind of words he was being called for sure.
Yeah. So, Clarice goes up, and then... BAM! Right? Phoebus and Demos, like appear in the chariot, and they start driving it and try to run over Percy. Percy starts running away, moving around, bop, 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 until Phobos turns the chariot into a tank.
Oh, yeah.
Into a panzer. And starts fucking shooting him.
Everybody in the museum.
Well, no, it's a zoo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, a zoo.
Same thing if you
Percy
think about it.
runs...
It's a museum for animals.
Shut up. That's like a fossil observatory is what you mean. That'd be a museum for animals.
I don't know.
Like an
I think I'm
archaeology
right.
site.
I think I'm right, to be honest. I think
Live action museum? No.
Live action museum.
So first he runs into like the ocean part of it, like
real time.
with all the animals and like ocean stuff there, right? Turns around and he sees Phobos pulling up in like a Harley, which was the same Harley motorcycle that Ares pulled up in the first book. So that was actually his chariot. So pulls up, and Phobos is just like, here's what you're gonna do. And pulls up his sunglasses, looks him in the eye, and then all of a sudden Percy is transported to the camping on fire. His friends in front of him on like just being like, oh, like save us, right? It's like, it's meant to be like the decision that he makes on whether he saves or destroys Olympus, you know? He's like, oh, what if I do this wrong? But then he hears the sea animals call out his name.
Wake
right?
up, boy!
Son of the sea god, wake! Wake! I don't know how fish sound.
Yeah.
And so he realizes, oh, this is fake. Wakes up, right? Blocks Phobos' sword and then fucks him up because Phobos isn't a good fighter. Bah! Bah! Stabs him and shit. Phobos disappears. Runs over to Clarice. Clarice is on the
son
ground.
Of a god of war means and suck ass at fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they're very they're very reliant on their powers, so they never. It's like Homelander. All he ever fights is just humans and other soups that are less powerful than him, so he never gets any fighting experience. Phobos and Deimos just use their powers, right, to terrify people and then kill them while they're distracted by their fear.
You know, Homelander actually throws hands better than I thought when he was fighting Maeve.
Yeah. Although Maeve was throwing hands though.
Yeah.
The pencil in the ear was so nasty.
I know. But like, canonically
when
speaking,
he was fighting Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah.
the show's cool.
So
You know what I hate? When people are just like, oh, who would win between Homelander versus this person? It's the other person. It's 90% of the time it's the other person.
It's like a normal human being.
But as I said, 90%.
It's like, who would win,
That's
Saitama or Homelander? Like, one sneezes away planets, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Seriously.
Spider-Man,
Seriously.
Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. Don't even get me started on the Hulk or Wolverine or any 90% of the X-Men or any mutant would body Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody say that Iron Man could beat Homelander, and like honestly, yeah, like that shit's fucking easy, you know.
He
They-
Magneto, bro.
Yeah,
Magneto,
not even like comic book Iron Man. They took MCU Iron Man.
Of course, bro. Like he made.
Oh,
Right?
Oh.
Looked at all
Yeah.
their feats and we're just like, oh, well, looking at these two things, while Homelander does have the like some benefits in some stats, that's only if we look at Iron Man's low end. And if we go with his high end, well then Homelander's fucked, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Regardless, Phobos and Deimos
He
don't know how to
fails.
fight.
It's
Time
like
machine.
Homelander versus MK Universe. Like, some characters are gonna get blitzed, but,
Yeah.
I mean, Liu Kang exists, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A literal,
Johnny Cage
like,
doesn't
time
have
god.
He literally fought a god.
He did fight God,
I
but he
think
doesn't
Johnny-
have those same powers anymore. That's the only
He
issue.
got the shadow powers. Where the fuck are they called? What are they called?
I honestly don't know.
What
There's
are the
something
differences,
different though.
I know he was super strong in, like, MK10.
He'll clap him.
MK10 was throwing hands, bro.
MK10. Well, because remember,
Homelander, when he would touch
MK10
it, he'll just
takes place in the
literally
past.
just whip his ass
In the
by
future.
hand.
Oh, yeah. Blue hands with, like, a god, right? That's what he was? Yeah.
Endgame MK9 Johnny Cage would beat Homelander. Old Johnny Cage, maybe not. Maybe. I mean, he has
And
green
MK11,
power, so maybe.
he was washed.
Cassie Cage has the same power, so he'd be, you know. Luke Kang would beat him. Scorpion would beat him. Sub-Zero would beat him. I don't think... Jax has a chance, but at the end of the day, he's still a human.
Oh, yeah, he would just...
Yeah. Same thing with Sonya. Some of the... Obviously, Raiden bodies Homelander.
Yeah, he's a demigod, right?
Kano Laser Eye again.
Kano Laser Eye? I'm so sorry, Kano would get blitzed by Homelander.
Yeah,
He was just...
undoubtedly.
Honestly, I'm surprised Kano even lives more than half the time.
He'll win 'cause he's alive.
It's because
Yeah.
it's because he's popular, so the writers have to come up with some way to where the heroes are idiots and just let them go. When in reality, all they should do is just... I mean, that's what they did in MK11. You know, Sony just shot young Kano, so then old Kano dusted away. That's what they should have
Yeah.
done from the fucking beginning. Kill Kano. It's fucking Kano.
Like, why? Like, he's like a problem in all of the games. MK9, he sold weapons to freaking, what's it called?
Like he's working with the Black Dragon.
Yeah, working with the Black Dragon.
He's working with the Netherrealm, or the Otherworld. Otherworld, is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah. I forgot what it was called.
Outerworld.
I forgot. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. MK10 literally teams up with the God of Destruction. Right? And then MK11... MK11, it's his younger version, which still... You know.
Yeah, they should have... It's
Mortal Kombat, both of them are MK11. It's Mortal Kombat, yeah. Anyways.
It's Mortal Kombat. They should have... The story has never been that good.
You play so you can watch people get torn up and die.
Yeah.
That's why you play Mortal Kombat.
You just want to see people just...
Ah!
You want to see
like
that.
Here's Johnny.
God. That always freaked me out when I was younger.
How he would tear them?
Just rip them open. Like, he literally just plunges his hands into their back.
I'm just saying, he did it a lot easier than Homelander did to Webweaver. I'm just saying.
Oh.
He just literally always just boom. Here's Johnny.
Dude, that Homelander.
It's literally
I just did it slowly too. It's
just power scaling in other universes is actually insane. You know,
oh, yeah.
I don't think the fatalities are canon though, obviously, unless
no,
they take place in the campaign. Which one of the fatalities does happen in the
Cassie's
campaign?
should be canon.
Right.
She just
Ballbuster.
Oh hell no! I used to feel that in my
when you
soul
get a
when
crushing
I was a kid.
blow and you see the balls just
Oh
literally
yeah.
blow up.
It's like what? So now they can't have kids no more?
It's like oh.
Or when you land multiple X-rays and you see the same bone being broken, that magically
testicular torsion in one moment.
Oh hell no! Testicular torsion fatality.
Yeah.
Oh! Alright, continue on. It's nasty. I don't want to think about that no more. Oh!
Okay. So, Clarice is on the ground, basically crying because Deimos is pretending to be Ares, and Percy doesn't step in because Clarice has to do this herself, and she learns to stand up for herself, right? She says, "You're not Ares. Ares wouldn't be this much of a bitch." Bah! You know? Cuts him up. He also disappears. They have to ride the chariot back in like the span of 10 minutes. So Percy's just like, okay, we're gonna ride on the ocean, right? They go across the ocean, and Percy's just like, well, we're back on land. Thank fucking God, because that took a lot out of him.
You know, I
Percy
just realized,
tells-
doesn't Ares abuse Clarice?
Yeah.
Okay, that clears up a lot.
Yeah.
Not biblically accurate. That's why he's weak.
You know, not biblically accurate. The Greek mythology, Ares is actually a really good dad. In here, not so much. He
That
just,
sounds about right.
I don't know, he learned about right-wing fucking alpha conservatives and then went down the wrong path.
He learned about the Midwest and made that his entire personality.
Real. America formed, and that's when he got, that's when he changed.
They're
Yeah.
turning the frogs gay. He took that to heart.
Oh my God. So Percy helps Clarice take the chariot back, tells her about the vision, and you know that, oh yeah, like you were one of my friends in the vision. And then they go and leave, right? Bada bing, bada boom. That's the end of the first story. Then, the next story, Percy Jackson and the Bronze Dragon. It says it takes place in June, 2 weeks after his last quest. However, if this takes place after the Battle of the Labyrinth ends late July.
Oh, continuity error.
Mm-hmm. So...
Oh no, these freaking no lives had everything like fucking...
No, because this is like a continuity
Time
error,
to tell them to hop on Indeed, bro.
It does for sure take place after the Battle of the Labyrinth, though. But...
It says the book begins in June 2nd and then ends August 18th. Percy's birthday or some shit.
For Battle of the
the
Labyrinth. Yeah,
August
so
18th.
when does this take... Like, because, okay, again, not so much spoilers for, like, the battle for The Last Olympian, but there's some theories that this could take place during The Last Olympian, right? Like, in June of The Last Olympian, and the quest is another quest that goes on. That could be the case, but it's like... I don't know. He's at camp, right? But immediately after the Battle of the Labyrinth, he leaves camp, right? There's like a week or two in there, but judging by Percy and Annabeth's interactions in here, this is either before they find out that Luke is Kronos, or it's a while after to where Annabeth has already sort of dealt with it.
This is June the following year.
Yeah, June the following after. So it if we're going by that, it goes the Sword of Hades, which takes place in the winter after the Battle of the Labyrinth.
Yeah, the last day.
Then the Stolen Chariot, which would take place in May of the next year, and then the Bronze Dragon.
King Chronicles.
Yes, the Kane
yeah.
Chronicles take place at the same time as this, but that's not important right now.
Nah,
We will get to the Kane Chronicles soon.
Yeah, so Sword of Hades, and then the Stolen Chariot, freaking May.
And then the Bronze Dragon, which
June.
takes place probably like a week or two before the last Olympian, I guess. You know what I mean? Again, regardless, we're doing the work for them. At the end of the day, this is just a continuity error of when does this take place.
At the end of...
But yeah. But again, we're just trying to figure it out. So this takes place, I'm going to say, right before the last Olympian, like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's before, yeah.
So...
Someone on their Harley.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
God damn it. So this book mainly focuses on Capture the Flag. The Hephaestus cabin had managed to pull an upset over the Ares cabin, took the flag. So now the Ares and the Athena cabin are in one team. And that's like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
no.
oh, no. So Percy's with the Hephaestus cabin, yada, yada, yada. And Annabeth comes up and basically tells him, like, hey, like she tells him something, but before she can say anything, he says something like, oh, like, it was hard, like, it's hard to look cute in battle armor, but Annabeth managed to do so. So he called her cute.
Oh my gosh! Right? I'm kicking my feet up in the air right now.
Yay!
I'm laying down on my stomach, kicking my feet like that. It's
real.
So gay.
Real.
that one post I was all like, dudes that put he, him, and their body.
Yeah, Naruto with his butt cheeks out.
What the fuck?
Or that one meme where I was like, this is how you know you're gay. If you like boys, and like the other girl was like, oh my gosh, and then he said, nuh-uh, and he said, like, so, oh my god, dude. What happened to us? Alright, go ahead, AJ.
So, it's all you.
No, that's you. That's you too.
So, first, Annabeth is just like, hey, like, I'll give you an advice. You should go on the right flank so that way you don't get pulverized too much. You know, and he's just like, yeah, sure. She goes away. Beckendorf. Charles Beckendorf is my homie, bro. I fucking love Beckendorf. But he's just like, hey, like, she likes you. And he's just like, how do you know?
No. Huh?
And Brady's just like, how do you know? And Beckendorf is just like, well, when a woman starts trying to kill you, that's when she likes you. And honestly, that is sound advice. I can relate on a personal level. My girlfriend has tried to chop off my head at least 4 separate times since she started staying here. Yep, that's the Naruto meme.
Yeah, I mean, it's thick, bro. It's like a mountain back there, bro.
Anyways, moving forward. And so Percy's just like, yeah, like, he's older. He just turned 18. He's going to go, like, to college in the fall. So usually I would listen to him, but this seems a little weird. And then Selena Beauregard comes up. She goes, good luck, Charlie, calling him by his first name. Saunters off, and then Beckendorf is just there, like, oh. Well, you know what's funny?
It's like the Batman meme, boner alert.
I mean, Percy says that when it comes to Selena Beauregard, people tended to watch as she passed by, which I'm going to take as she had a fat ass. So,
how old is she?
18.
That sounded very unsure.
Unironically, though, I think she is. Because she's around the same age as Beckendorf. But so she's either 17 or 18, but I could have sworn that there is some mention somewhere that she's. I think she's 18.
That's crazy.
Wait, no! Don't search anything up about it. Don't search anything up about it. Don't. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for your own good. Don't search up anything about. Okay?
Why?
Oh.
Just don't. Just.
It's gonna be spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't.
Check how old she is, anyways. Is it fat?
Shut the fuck up. But that was such an unsure yes.
You're like, yes.
18?
18?
But anyways, so Percy's just like, yeah, you know what, Beckendorf, you're so wise about girls and all and everything. So, capture the flag happens, they start going into the positions, and they go on the left flank. And Percy's reasoning is just because Annabeth told me to go on the right flank, which means she doesn't want me to go left. This is the most obvious ploy that she could have... You know what? I'm not surprised that it worked.
Unironically wanted to, but he just didn't want to admit to himself he wanted to fall for it.
You know what? It's Percy, maybe. But I'm not surprised that they fell for it. So they go around the right flank.
Oh no, she caught me.
Yeah. So they go, and Beckendorf has made camouflage armor. Or chameleon armor. It's armor that blends into the background. It's cool, and in D&D statistics, it gives you a +2 to your stealth.
Alright.
No, not really. I'm not adding this. This
No.
is too many armors. I already have like 17 different special armor sets for y'all.
I only got one.
My special armor is my fat dumpy, bro.
Mm.
That's why my stealth is so low, because it just be clapping behind me. What the hell is that, by the way?
Yeah, you get a -2 to stealth, but when enemies attack you from behind, they get a -2 to their attack because they're distracted by the clap of your ass.
Fight attacks, it goes to -4 because it just... That was loud, god damn.
That was loud.
Holy crap. Had the air cracking, bruh.
Clapping.
Anyways, so they go around the right flank. They start sneaking around, and they're just like, there's no one around. Like, this doesn't seem right, you know? Like, Annabeth would not leave this area this unguarded. They go for a little while, and then they find the anthill of the Memerikis? Giant metallic ants is what they are. They stole a bunch of treasure. Apparently, there's rumors that there's more gold in the anthill than in Fort Knox, which is fucking crazy, by the way.
That is insane.
But yeah, they like metal. You know what I mean? And they see the ants dragging up a fucking dragon head, like the head of a metallic dragon. And Beckendorf is just like, oh, the bronze dragon. Come here. Yeah! It starts literally just fucking booking towards you. He's like, it's a sign from Hephaestus, you know? So he books
Is this what they are?
Yeah.
Durants?
Yeah, picture Durants from Pokemon.
Absolute goat
Except
Pokemon.
instead of silver, they're gold. Or bronze.
Shadow Lord of that Pokemon whenever I saw it.
I love Durant, bro. Ironhead. Freaking bug bite.
What's that one
That's a
anteater
crazy head.
Pokemon whose purpose is solely to just eat those?
Oh!
Isn't it
Crap,
like Durant like developed like the metallic shell so they wouldn't get eaten, so the anteater Pokemon just literally evolved to a fire type to burn the metal away. Like,
yeah, I forgot what they're
God
called.
damn.
Yeah. Let me see. A lot of the Pokédex entries go hard. Like a lot of them straight up kill people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Heatmore.
Yeah.
Heatmore. Yeah.
Yeah, his sole purpose is killing.
It's
killing
crazy.
Durant.
Now, remember the heating up of ants, because that will be a surprise tool that will help us later. I didn't know Pokemon would help us this episode.
Yeah. I can't do it next.
I didn't know Pokemon lore would help us this episode, but I guess it did.
Hell yeah.
So, as Beckendorf goes to get the dragon head, Percy goes to follow, and he's immediately captured by Annabeth, who's invisible, so all he feels is something cold and sharp pressed against his neck. It's just like, ow, that hurt my face. I open up my mouth up
oh,
wide.
that's my thigh, bro. What the
Like,
hell?
do it, pussy, see what happens.
Well, no, he tries to move, and it just presses in deeper, so it's like, oh shit.
Go ahead.
You know what? Do it. This
what?
life sucks, bro.
So he gets captured, but then Percy's just like, no, Beckendorf. And Annabeth's just like, where the fuck do you think you're going? And Percy says, look over there, idiot. She realizes...
Whoa, look over there. Hold on, what was that?
Look
salute?
over there.
Oh, hey, I did this.
No, he did not.
Hey,
more
wrong,
like a...
Wrong hand.
Okay.
And he says, look over, and she sees the anthill, and then we see Beckendorf just get fucking bodied. Like, literally just get bodied. Like, he goes to hit an ant.
The Green Lantern from that one Justice League animation, or animated movie where he just gets his ass whooped from Darkseid and his minions.
Oh, yeah. What was it? He like says like a one-liner, rushes at them, gets bodied.
Watch this, bro, and then
and they start beating him up on the floor.
Real. But he goes to hit an ant, it just bounces back, the sword. The ant bites him, crumbles to his knees, and then he gets goo spit in his face. And then 20 more ants come up and drag him to the anthill.
Basically.
Tell me that's not fucking terrifying to witness.
That is a freaking alien type attack, bro. Have you seen the Xenomorph?
I
And
can't
how
see.
their spit is literally like acidic? That's what I imagine. It's just done freaking...
He got web weavered.
So Selena starts freaking out. Just like, we gotta save Charlie. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
We need my man's back. So and they get an idea. They're just like, well, we gotta reattach. Like, we gotta wake up this dragon, right? So they get the dragon head, which the ants had left because of Beckendorf, and they drag it over, and they find a giant crater with a metal stump reaching out, which is the neck. They realize, oh, this isn't a natural crater. Hephaestus wanted this thing to be found. So they go,
it's like
and
they accidentally just dropped something out of his like, shit.
just falls and is like, oh, well, guess that's there now. But yeah, so a little bit of backstory that Percy gets on the bronze dragon was that before the camp had magical boundaries, like before the tree, they had to come up with like different ways to protect the camp, and one of the ways was the bronze dragon. But around 15 years prior, it went haywire for some reason and went off into the forest. People don't know what happened. Maybe it died. Maybe it went crazy. Who knows? But it's here now. And Percy is like, Annabeth is like worried because she's just like, I don't really know how to do this. Like, and Percy's just like, your mom is the god of like wisdom and ideas and she's like, yeah, I'm good with ideas, not mechanics. And Percy says, if I wanted one person to reattach my head, it would be you. You know what I mean? That's when it's just
gosh, that's so sweet.
She literally says that, oh, that's so sweet. And Annabeth blushes and she's like, shut the fuck up, takes out her dagger and stabs Percy. No.
I was like, damn.
No, she takes out the dagger and Percy thinks she's gonna stab him, but she just uses it to like open up like one of the hatches in the bronze dragon head, and she starts
negative riz for a second.
And starts reattaching the wires. It takes a little bit before the dragon springs to life. You know what I mean? So they wake the dragon. They're just like, we gotta go save a son of Hephaestus. Let's go. And so they start running away from the dragon, leading it to the anthill before it picks up its scent, starts barreling towards it, and just literally starts fucking up these ants, starts literally melting them like, whoa, you know what I mean? The dragon, by the way, has no wings like most Greek dragons. Dragons and dragons, different, whatever, but dragon. Mm-hmm. Greek dragon, no wings. So they go inside the anthill to try and find Beckendorf, with Selena leading the way. They find a room that's filled with gold and jewelry and shit. And Selena sees this jewelry and she's just like, nah, we gotta go find Charlie. You know, for once, an Aphrodite kid who is not running towards jewelry. So they go, find Beckendorf. He's paralyzed from the waist down temporarily, right?
It was like permanently.
No.
He got the Miguel treatment.
So they pick him up and they go, and they're trying to figure out the way out when the anthill just fucking explodes. because the dragon like barreled into it. So it's like they're in the anthill, and then the next second it's the sky above them. It was just like, what the fuck. The dragon is fucking up the ants, but like they're overpowering him. So then Beckendorf says, "Oh, dragon, you gotta commit like
War
defense
crimes.
plan beta or whatever." So electricity just spouts out of the dragon and vaporizes a bunch of the ants. Before it looks at them and it's just like, "Oh hey, more things to kill." So they fucking book it away.
Probably fried the chip or.
Dude, this freaking Placidus axe that he freaking hired, bro, from Elden Ring. What the hell?
Uh-huh.
No,
But-
this acts like.
So they
Foreheads.
come up with the plan, you know, and Beckendorf's just like, "You guys have to distract it so I can like disable it from like its like motor or whatever." So Percy goes and he taunts the dragon, right? And he's literally just like taunting and saying he's got like smelly breath. He's just like standing there fighting this giant fucking dragon, slices off its toe before he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." And then Beckendorf jumps on top of it. You know, it's writhing around, fire spewing in the air, and then he rips out some cords or something and turns off the dragon. Yay! So they start going back to where Capture the Flag is. Selena was just like, "Oh, like that's so brave," you know, and Ben was just like, "Yeah." So want to go see the fireworks show with me? He's just like, "You big dummy! I thought you'd never ask." You know what I mean?
And then she just
Slaps
slaps his ass.
it. Oh my god. we say-
So they,
you know what? She's real for that, bro. Honestly.
yeah. So they start walking away, and Percy is just like, "Damn, you know, like, I wish I had the courage to do something like that." And so Annabeth's just like, "You know, that's not the bravest thing I've ever seen." And Percy's just like, "Huh?" She says, "You know, you, like you stood up to like a 50-foot tall bronze metallic dragon that breathed fire. I think that was pretty brave, you know."
Oh my god.
And Percy's just like, "Yeah, but like I had to." She was like, "Still, you know." They go back to capture the flag. The game's not over yet, and so they take them prisoner. Percy and Annabeth and Selena take Beckendorf and Percy like prisoner. And then so they tie them and she was like, "So I'll see you at the fireworks," and then leaves. And so Percy's just like, "Oh, so she asked me out," basically, to the fireworks. I want you guys to remember this next episode when this is literally just a fucking week before the events of The Last Olympian. Alright, just keep this in mind. Keep in mind that Percy goes on a date with Annabeth, right? Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be kicking my toes.
Right? No, it's not. Okay. So, then we get the interviews, but we're going to skip that for now to go to the last book, and probably the most influential one. The most influential story in this book. Percy Jackson and the Sword of Hades. So, Percy Jackson it's his freshman year. He's taking his, like, final or midterm or whatever for the semester. His final for the semester. Or he's in high school, so this would be his midterm. When he gets interrupted by Mrs. O'Leary, who people think is a poodle, right? Jumping up and destroying the stage and shit like that.
It says the last Olympian. I mean, from these virgins, it says the last Olympian starts on August 11th.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's like 5 days before his birthday, I think. His birthday's August 16th, I think.
See, it says this takes. It's at the end of June.
Percy Jackson's birthday.
Oh yeah, that's like August 16th or some bullshit. No?
Isn't it crazy? how
August
this-
18th.
18th.
So it takes place literally exactly 1 week before his 16th birthday. That's when it starts.
Yeah, and then the Bronze Dragon end of June. So it was like.
Yeah. So this makes... Okay, yeah. So Sword of Hades, the winter after Battle of the Labyrinth, right? Stolen Chariot, near the end of his freshman year at a good high school.
Bronze Dragon.
And then the Bronze Dragon. So when he mentions, like, that he had just gone back from his most recent quest, it's... You will learn more about it in The Last Olympian, right? But I'll explain it when we get there.
He was getting bitches. Oh.
So,
Percy,
yeah.
calm down.
So, back to the Sword of Hades, which is canonically the first one that takes place before these other ones. Right? So, he has to follow Mrs. O'Leary. He's just like, "Oh, sorry, I'll lead my poodle out. I finished my midterm." Turns it in. He probably failed it. Because he's writing
For
an
real.
essay, and he just finishes the essay like that. So Mrs. O'Leary leads him to a park where he finds a golden deer, and Thalia is chasing that golden deer. And then Nico appears out of a shadow. They're like, what the fuck's going on? And then I think it's Thalia that says, hold on. Percy, Nico, me, Poseidon, Hades, Zeus. Like,
no, that's Percy.
Is it Percy?
Yeah, because I don't think Talia... Did Talia knew that he was a Hades child yet?
I think so. Because if she didn't, then she's very... like,
she's just chill about it, dog.
chill about it. So I can only assume that, like, sometime she probably found out. Because I'm pretty sure it's Thalia that said it.
We're she started snitching. She
But-
found out.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, maybe this was a plot by Kronos. And then the earth swallows them up. Literally just, bam! And then they end up in the underworld in Persephone's garden.
And Nico's like, no.
It's just like, ugh. The last time I was here, you turned me into a dandelion.
I'll being a bitch.
But yeah, basically, Hades is forging a new weapon, a new sword, right? And the blade was stolen.
Yeah.
Right, and Persephone is just like,
God
you guys
damn
have
it,
to
Hades
get,
again.
like, we can't let anybody know about this. You guys get it back. So now Zeus and Poseidon will have to accept his new weapon because the
gifted by the child.
gifted by the children. Yes, and now Hades will finally have equal standing because he's gonna get a new sword. Previously, he had been in this universe. He had been using a staff to fight, which. Honestly, I can't picture Hades with a staff. The bite makes sense. It's cool. You toss it at someone and the two prongs go like to the sides of the neck to pin into a wall.
Staff? It wasn't like combat where it's just...
If it's Hades from the show. I remember how shocked I was.
Hey.
Yeah, he pulled up like, hey, son of Poseidon.
Thank you for bringing this lightning bolt to me.
Now, I know I can't let you leave, but...
Hey, maybe you can
Remember,
stay
this
here
man-
and protect
this
the
man gets
underworld.
More bitches than Percy. He be acting like this.
Oh my god.
Hey, they have to make Persephone a dummy mommy to match that personality.
That's
all I'm
so
saying.
real.
I'm excited for that. So...
What the?
I don't know if they'll adapt these into the TV show.
Perhaps.
Maybe like one shots or like specials. You know what I mean? In between seasons 4 and 5. But I guess we'll see. So they have to go forward. They have to go find the blade because it was stolen, and it's important because forged into the sword is a key of Hades, which can unlock and lock death. Either raise the dead or send someone's soul to the underworld with just a touch, you know what I mean? So they're just like, oh, this is not going to be good because, if Kronos gets it, he can raise his brothers, the Titans, from the underworld willy-nilly like that. So they have a magical flower that points towards this demigod because even Kronos must abide by the ancient laws. There's a demigod champion down there. As soon as the petals of the flower fall off, then they find a way to escape. So they gotta find them before that. So they follow the flower, and they end up, oh yeah, Percy mentioned something about how, like, because Thalia doesn't age anymore, that he's older than her now. Not the case. If you guys remember...
She's actually a 1,000-year-old dragon queen, and it's like a 10-year-old looking girl.
No, if you guys remember, in the Titan's Curse, she was 1 day away from being 16. So unless Percy is 16 in this moment, then he's not older than Thalia just yet. He's still younger than her.
It's like Artemis reverse age. But membership you join?
Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah. But, again, it's just a continuity error. Again, it's an official continuity error. It's just, he forgot, you know what I mean?
This is an alternate timeline.
But yeah, that's the only one in here, I think. Yeah. But they have to cross through the fields of Asphodel, right?
Asphodel.
And we realize that Thalia is a little jumpy because she's looking around and she's like, she might find her mom. Because if we remember, her mom had died in a drunk driving accident.
Yep.
A while before, like a couple years beforehand. They go past the fields of asphodel, and the flower leads them to the fields of punishment, which is a whole other separate thing, right? In mythology, sometimes it's a field of punishment. Sometimes they're sent to Tartarus. It's kind of iffy, you know?
Tartarus is different. This is different.
Yeah. Tartarus is for punishments like Tantalus, you know? Like terrible things. Or like getting your liver plucked out by an eagle. Fields of punishment are like, you gotta listen to 1980s jazz music for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Bet.
I'm down.
But they end up coming across Sisyphus.
Oh! You gotta play it, Adrian.
Bro, syphilis.
Syphilis. So, in here, he's like he's kind of crazy. If you guys have played, like, Hades, he's a chill motherfucker in there. Here, though, it's more...
Please, do my job.
And that's all I can play.
Real.
Real. But
Saying
he's
Sisyphus
crazy.
Is happy is like telling the working class they should be happy.
Looking... to Percy, he looks like a troll doll.
A troll doll?
Orange skin, short, fat, wild hair, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like those old troll dolls,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So they have to get some information from them, and Thala's just like, you know what? I'll push your fucking boulder, just talk to my friends. She pushes the boulder. We find out that he told them to go... He told the previous demigod to go to Melinoe's cave. Melinoe is the second child of Hades and Persephone. The first one being Zagreus, who is the god of life or blood. Well,
he's a
not really. Kind of. I think the whole god of blood / life thing was a Hades exclusive thing, like the video game. Only because there's not much on Zagreus in Greek mythology, you know what I mean? Like, some interpretations have Zeus being his father. But that's more because in certain times, Hades and Zeus were the same person, just flip-flop personalities, you know what I mean? So Hades was Zeus, and Zeus was Hades, just during the night or something like that. Or like the two aspects of the same person. So Zagreus' father was both Hades and Zeus. And sometimes Zagreus was also Dionysus, or like the first Dionysus. And then his heart split and then created the other Dionysus. It's really weird.
This is some Elden Ring America
Melinoe has more lore. She's the goddess of ghosts and spectral spirits and shit like that. In here, she's creepy. Hades, Nico doesn't like her. She's creepy. They have to go there, and we also find out from Sisyphus that this demigod might be Ethan Nakamura. Ethan Nakamura being the demigod from the last book who ended up betraying them. Son of Nemesis ended up betraying Percy and vowing his allegiance to Kronos, which woke him up. So fuck Ethan. They go on their way there, they get attacked by daemons, which are like female leathery bat hybrids, you know. Percy ends up getting slashed by one. And they tell him, oh, if you don't get a god to cure you, you will die.
You're done.
They give him some nectar just so he can power through. They go on their way. They end up... Oh, one of the daemons, when they slash Percy, had said that Iapetus will, like, destroy you. Iapetus is a titan, the titan of the west specifically, called the Piercer, brother of Kronos, likes to pierce his enemies. That's when they find out, oh, they're probably going to try to raise him from the dead, you know what I mean? If Iapetus was raised from the dead and got control of the underworld, then there'd be more chaos, spirits like the daemons, who are like spirits that feed on violent death, and Melinoe, who, you know, sends ghosts to people, they would thrive. Mm-hmm. Because Hades likes to keep a balance. Iapetus wouldn't care. They come across the River Lethe on the way there. The River Lethe, you get one, it's a black river. If any of it gets on you, you forget everything. You forget all your memories, all your pain, shit like that. So Percy lifts... Keep in mind, still with a giant fucking poisonous slash on his shoulder, lifts his arms and lifts the river above. Not a single drop comes down. Sally and Nico go through. He's walking through, stumbles, and then the water falls on top of him. And now that's why in The Last Olympian, he doesn't know who he is. Or, I'm kidding. No, his
he
father's...
forgets how to breathe.
His father's nature protects him. You know, there's a little air bubble around him so the leafy doesn't touch him.
It's like he forgets about that moment of Annabeth with the fireworks, and that's why this is the beginning of The Last Olympian.
Oh my... Because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've read it. You know what I'm talking about. But then he crawls out of the river leafy like... Duh! You know, like a fucking zombie. Crawls out of there. And, yeah. So they get to Melinoe's cave, right? And she turns into different shades. She turns into Thalia's mother, into Nico's mother. A lot of mommy issues here. And she's just like, where are your ghosts? Percy doesn't have ghosts because everybody that's close to him that has died, he's made peace with them. Bianca, Zoe, Lee Fletcher, which was the head camper for Hermes, or Apollo, I think. Apollo. You know, so he doesn't have ghosts, so he manages to slash Emily knowing she dissipates. She's just like, you know what?
No.
You know what? You can go through, because it doesn't matter. So they go through her cave, and then the last petal falls off. So the last petal falls off. So you would think, oh, they've escaped the underworld. Not really.
No.
It's just Iapetus has been woken.
Hepatitis?
Iapetus has been woken up, and he is now like fully awake. He's not at his full power, but Ethan Nakamura is just like, okay, come on, we gotta leave, we gotta book it. You know what I mean? And Iapetus is just like, flee. No, I will kill these weaklings. Yeah. So they're fighting, and Percy's just like, oh, if he was at his full strength, I'd be dead. Thankfully, he is not, right? So they're fighting. Nico unleashes a bunch of spirits to fight Ethan, and then Percy manages to tumble with Iapetus into the river Lethe. They come out. Iapetus, no memory. He's just like, hey, who am I? And Percy immediately is just like, you're my friend.
Bob.
You're my friend. You're Bob. My name is Bob? Yes. Even Nakamura fucking dips.
Oh, no.
Fucking dips back to Melinoe's cave. They're just like, you know what? Just leave him be. This will totally not come back to haunt Percy later. Because Percy was like, no, just let him be. There's been too much death, and, you know, he's dying, you know what I mean? So, they get flown back with the Furies. They take Bob with them because he looked at Percy's shoulder, said, owie, and then healed it with a touch. So, they fight back.
E.T., bro.
Infinite healer.
We find out that Persephone made the sword behind Hades' back. Because remember, Hades is reasonable. He understands that if he makes another sword, it would undoubtedly tip the power balance. Because he now has two symbols of power, his helmet and the sword. Sure, it's not a weapon, but it's still like, you know what I mean? But Persephone's just like, it's not really all that equal. So, he's just like, you know what, the next time you disobey me, I'm gonna fucking lock you up. You know?
No dick.
No dick. No dicking down for the next 6 months until you're back
6
next
millennium.
year.
No.
He's just like, I can always find another woman.
I already had
What's another demigod?
Oh, God.
So 16 years.
I can lock these ones up and create another prophecy. So Bob and Nico decide to stay. Nico decides to stay in the underworld, get Bob used to it, you know, learn some things.
Also because he wants to be with his father.
Yeah, to get some new advice. And then he also says, by the way, have you thought about what I told you? And Percy's just like, no. This is what he wanted to talk to Percy about at the end of the Battle of the Labyrinth. There is a way to defeat Kronos. However, whatever it is, Percy is really hesitant about it. So, Percy and Thalia leave. They crush some rose petals that come to the surface so that way they can go get some burgers. And that's the end of the Percy Jackson and the Sword of Hades. That's the end of the book. However, we're just gonna go through some of the interviews real quick.
He's trying to get into my... I just remember
So,
that.
so there's an interview between Travis and Connor Stoll. They just like to play pranks, you know. There's such a thing as permanent makeup.
Real as shit.
Clarice, apparently, in her mind, still does not think that she has gotten revenge on Percy for the whole bathroom incident.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Annabeth thinks Percy is hot.
Oh, yeah.
She's just like, he's good looking, but don't ever tell him. But the reason she gave him the nickname Seaweed Brain is because, not that he's dumb, but he's obtuse. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up right now, cause I'm gonna quote her. She
His
says,
ass is obtuse.
I was like, oh yeah, so he's got a lot going for him, but he's so obtuse, that's a word. I mean, he doesn't see really obvious stuff, like the way people feel even when you're giving him hints and being totally blatant. What? No, I'm not talking about anyone or anything in particular, I'm just making a general statement. Why does everyone always think, forget it? So, she's into him, obviously. Then
we
we
knew
get
this.
then we get the interview with Grader.
Now she gotta be in.
Grader. Grover. Huh? But yeah, she had also mentioned...
No, that's crazy.
But yeah, she had also mentioned that she had wanted to create like a giant monument to the gods, and that each day different shadows would come up, there'd be different things, but obviously it's not feasible, it's a lot of money, you know what I mean? Then you get Grover's thing, where his favorite song is Muskrat Love. He thinks the most beautiful place in all of America is Lake Placid, because it's beautiful and the dryads up there are very... He says the dryads up there, wow. Oh wait, can you edit that part out? Juniper will kill me. So, what are you guys looking at?
Oh, it's like right there.
The Deadpool?
No, there's a little unsafe right there.
Oh, what?
There's a little bug right there. In the corner of your room.
It's gonna launch into your ear and kill you in your sleep.
Oh well, it's fine.
When you look up, it's like a spider.
Oh, hell
Yeah.
no.
Grover also says that tin cans are very, are very good, and then you get the interview with Percy Jackson. You know, he gives some relatively, good advice, and the good advice being, if you think you're a half-blood, pray to God that you are not, because you will undoubtedly die.
It's fine.
Not really, but it's just, it's tough, you know, and that's, yeah.
At first I thought
That's
Poseidon
really...
was cruel for saying, I wish I never had you. And you know, he's kind of real for that now.
Yeah. You get a map of Camp Half-Blood, which, this isn't the one we use for D&D, but it's really, everything is literally in the same spot. It's just different perspective, different, you know what I mean?
He's trying to get it.
You get a picture of Annabeth Chase's camp trunk. She's got SPF 5000 sunscreen, bug spray, teddy bear.
Exposing her like that,
dagger,
showing all
yeah.
that shit.
Well, she had offered to do this. You see Daedalus's laptop is in there too. She has a cell
3D
phone.
printer?
Yeah. With the 3D printers out of it. And that's the end of the Sword of Hades. Or that's the end of the interviews.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. All that shit.
No,
Yeah.
that's the end of the
for it.
interviews, and that's the end of the Demigod Files. What do you guys' thoughts and opinions about this?
It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of Hades is the only interesting part.
Yeah.
Everything else is good filler.
Yeah, it's the first two are definitely good filler. You know, like the Soul and Chariot, you get a story with Percy and Clarice. I know some people want that. I like seeing Percy and Annabeth flirt, so obviously I like the Bronze Dragon. Also, I like to imagine Selena Beauregard with the fat ass, so that helps. And
18.
And then the Sword of Hades is probably the only one that actually will probably come into play later. I mean, I think Hades getting a new symbol of power is pretty monumental. Plus, it also mentions the main story in the fact that it's directly connected to the end of the Battle of Labyrinth. So, that'll probably come back later. And the interviews, just some nice fun. We get confirmation that Annabeth does indeed like Percy. And we also get confirmation that Grover likes dryads.
Bro, they're hella hot. Wait, no, wait.
They're trees!
Don't tell her. Don't tell my girlfriend.
Don't tell my girlfriend! Oh. So, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good book. It's not something you need to read if you just want like the first 5 books, but I would at least say definitely pick it up. It's some good filler, and The Sword of Hades I think definitely does make this book worth buying.
Sorry, what happened?
Yeah. This is a side book, so I don't think we should really give it a rating.
No, you gotta give it a rating. Everything reviewed must
Are we
be
doing it
rated.
out of 10 or out of 5 because it's a side book?
I'd say out of 5.
No, out of 10.
Out of 10 is a bit much.
Out of
Okay.
10, it's 6.8.
6.8.
Remember, 5 is mid. This is not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, you said you gave it a 6.8 out of 10?
Yes.
I'd give it a solid... I'd give it a 7. I had about as much in... no, because what did I give? What did I give The Sea of Monsters? A 7.5?
I think so.
Probably.
9.5.
What the...
No, I gave it an 8. I think I gave The Sea of Monsters an 8.
You gave it an 8?
Mm-hmm. 8, 8.5, 9. Yeah, I gave it an 8. So, I don't think this was as... Not that it wasn't as good as The Sea of Monsters, but The Sea of Monsters, obviously, like, it's a whole book. You know what I mean?
That's actually
I don't want to rate this, like... Well, all this is still canon, too. I don't want to rate this too low just because, like, it's not really that important. But if I'm going to be rating it on the same scales as the other one, this is a 7 for me. You know? And again, so this is still... It's still good, you know? Again, remember, 5 is mid. What would you give this as a rating, Randy? I gave it a 7. Gianni gave it a 6.8.
I'd give it a 2 plus 2 plus 5.
So a 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minus 0.5.
So you're going to give it a 6.5.
Plus 0.2.
A 6.7.
Yeah.
6, okay. Your final answer is 6.7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just switch around the... No.
6.7 out of 10. That's what I have written down. Okay.
Ready?
Plus 6.7. Okay, so our average for the...
You were asking for it. Why'd you have an anus? What the hell?
Huh? They're fucking with the funky monkey that I have. If you guys remember, I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. They're just fucking with it right now.
Yeah. Ready for me to smack it as hard as I can?
Fuck you.
Huh? Ready? I freaking missed, bruh. It still ended up deformed.
Bruh. Okay, stop. You're peeking the mic.
Sorry, what happened?
So,
Peak of my content.
out of everything we've rated in book-wise, this is the lowest at a 6.83 average. But I wouldn't hold it against it. It is a side book, so it's not going to be as enticing or as interesting, I guess, as, you know,
I would honestly
other
argue
things.
a 7 is pretty good
Yeah.
for this kind of book.
For a 7 is pretty good for this kind of book. And I think honestly it's carried by The Sword of Hades, and the other 2 stories are just enjoyable. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'd say check it out. So this is going to be the last of 3 episodes that have come out weekly. So, when this comes out, 2 weeks ago was the Battle of the Labyrinth, chapters 1 through 5, and then last week was chapters 6 through 20. So this will also come out weekly, but after this, we are going back to our bi-weekly schedule. So 2 weeks from when this,
schedule.
2 weeks from when this comes out. I always forget to look at how many chapters are in the book. Hold on, my bad, y'all. How many chapters are in here? Oh, there's 23 in here. There's 23 chapters.
23?
So, are we gonna do 12 chapters and then
11?
Or are we gonna do 877?
Hell no.
No?
Gotta go through these books fast.
Well, no, because, okay.
You guys are for sure going to be carrying that because I'm going to be gone this weekend from Thursday till Sunday. So I literally can't do anything.
Yeah.
So we'll just record it next
That's
weekend. We're going back to the bi-weekly schedule. No, because what I'm saying is that I feel like 12 is too, because remember,
Okay.
the first book we did 11-11. right?
Okay.
So I feel the max we should do is 12 chapters an episode, right? If it's more, if we divide it into 2 and it's more than 12, then we just have to divide it into 3. Okay.
Okay.
So if a book has 25 or more chapters, it will be more than 2 episodes. But this is 23. So next time we will be reviewing the chapters 1 through 12 of The Last Olympian. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's a shorter episode by like 15 minutes. So
let's go. All right, in that case, that means I gotta do the honors then, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Closer
Ready?
to the mic.
We need to be kissing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm on over, boy.
Oh!
All right, sit down. Sit on it.
Bruh. Ready? See ya.
Do it again.
Count us off, Adrian.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
See ya.